Hi, my name is Seth Yeager, and we are here with cinematographer EJ Reyes. EJ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Now, a couple questions for you, EJ. What do you see as the role of the visual arts in society today, particularly in your profession?
I think that film is a great source of entertainment in today's society. It brings people together. A good example is when families go out on weekends to see movies. Cinematography is basically making something visually pleasing to the eye, and I think this is one of its best selling factors.
So, with all the new communications and media technologies and how they make the imagery almost instantly available, do you believe that this is a positive or a negative influence on your industry? And if you could please provide an example, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I believe it's like both. Let's start with a good example. For now, the good side is that people can now easily post and share their artwork online and get feedback from multiple people in the same field of their interest of work. But like a negative side of it is people could also just be mindlessly posting online irrelevant and inappropriate things, matters of that sort. And there's also a chance of like cyberbullying that could occur.
Okay, cool. Thank you, EJ. Okay, our third question. What images are frequently repeated throughout your industry?
There are a lot, such as like in almost every single end of the world film, there will always be this one shot where the Statue of Liberty always gets destroyed in some way. And another one is during endings and people running off to the sunset, because we've all heard that cliche, running off to the sunset.
Now, do you think cliches work? Are they powerful? Do they help your art? Do they help your craft? Like using them sometimes?
I believe cliches work really well. I mean, if they're done right, because sometimes people abuse the cliche. So, like, for example, like, we know that if fire is hot, you don't touch it. That's like a cliche. So we have to use our own cliches in the right way to make sure that it helps the story.
So good use of a cliche is not a bad thing. Who is one of your favorite visual artists, and what is your favorite visual style of art, or style of visual art?
I would say like my favorite visual artist is director Edgar Wright, because all the comedies he makes. I really love comedy. What I like about him is his style of how he shoots comedy. Like, he has a unique way of enhancing his comedy with visuals and cinematography. The way he presents his stories are really great to watch, which is why I would say he's my favorite. Like, a good example is just when people are like on the bar drinking and he would show different unique angles of how people pour the beer and stuff like that. I hope to be known as one of like the great cinematographers of our time. Probably do something like so like unthought of and crazy that it just works. One of those things. And I don't know, it still hasn't come to me, but one day it will.
Has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process?
I would say only a bit. Obviously, you need to know what is great cinematic work to be able to set a good standard quality-wise. I instead get influence from like great cinematic films such as like Casino, Birdman, which actually just won Best Cinematography, and also films like Godfather, stuff like that. Even with all these influences, I still stick to what feels right, because that's what I believe cinematography is. Just what looks and feels right.
I would agree with that completely. So, and it's such a subjective art form, it's hard to be wrong, unless it's just really wrong. So, yeah. Well, right on, EJ. Thank you so much for your time. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for having us and hearing what our good friend EJ Reyes has to say about cinematography and the technologies and art in the industry. So thank you so much, EJ.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Seth Yeager, signing off.